Welcome everybody to episode 9 of Tales from the Tackle Shop. I'm just going to say one thing before we start. Big thank you for everybody that watched last week's episode. That was good. People are obviously interested in ground bait.
What's in the mix?
What's in the mix? I never knew you match anglers were so boring.
We're proper in deep.
Deep. Yeah. Your mic sounds really...
Sorry. That better?
Not really, no.
No.
We've got weird tech issues. Can't quite get things working this week. Right, we have just had a very, very fun-packed hour.
Was that an hour, was it?
I think so. Yeah. With Mr. Chave. So what we were doing, Alex sent me names of the guys who were doing matches around the country, probably in the summer.
Yeah, it was August, wasn't it?
Yeah. And I then messaged him and said, would you help us out by sending in video clips of your match results? And the 4 guys were great that we contacted. So I thought it was about time we started getting them on as guests on the podcast. So Chave volunteered to be the first one.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be a good time to start right at the beginning and drop in a section with Richard Chave about now. Right. So the last 2 or 3 weeks, I've been really having a go at some of these Spurs fans. I can't quite bring myself to say the word about puking, but so Sid got it last week.
Poor Sid.
And obviously Matt Page has had it.
Yeah. AD Stokes has had it.
He even messaged me.
I know, I've had it in the shop.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, you're upsetting quite a few people.
Well, there was one person that started all this, and he's. If I point there, viewers will go, it looks correct, but actually he's sat over there because our computer screen doesn't match with our camera. And we've got Richard Chave. How are we?
Hello there, how are you? All the way from Dorset.
So you started this off.
Yeah, we had a good start, first 12 games, 13 games, very good.
That's when you won the league in October, didn't you?
I think we might have done, actually, yeah. Yeah.
What's happened now? The wheels have come off.
I've watched all the, Wenger out, then Emery out, and then the new lad out, but then, obviously he's been there for a while, so our guy's fairly new. Just, I'm happy to take a bit of stick for a few years, but I reckon, watch this space.
Ah, no way.
Ange Ball,
yeah. With Robbie Williams, it seems long, doesn't he?
So we've got you to blame for starting this ag off in the fens with top of the league, the Gooners, and you lot. We can't even mention the name. And,
fifth this year at the moment. But we have got Man City. We've got Man City next, so we'll probably get a few points from that.
You got Man City, then you got Newcastle, ain't you?
Oh yeah, OGS.
But you haven't bought all your players like this team.
What on about?
It's just going to
spend more money than us.
It's only because you can't yet. You will do.
Oh, look, he's making excuses already. Look, typical Arsenal fan, isn't it? Eh?
Yeah.
Kai Havertz was the worst player in the world. Now he's the best player in the world. He's going to score 1 million goals this season.
Yeah.
Deluded, didn't they?
Exactly.
Top of the league deluded. Anyway.
It's a long way to go. It's a long way.
The saying, Richard, never bag early.
Exactly. I've done much of that this year, particularly. So I'm waiting for a better start the season.
Thank you for joining us anyway, because obviously Alex gave me a list of guys who are match anglers or to do with the organisation of matches around the country with the Winter League. So, a few months ago now, I was pinging you all messages and asking if you'd help out with the podcast. And you guys have been brilliant, sort of dropping in your videos every week with the match results. So thank you for that first and foremost. Really appreciate it. And so I'm just going to apologise to viewers because we've done this with 2 mics here. I think it's messing up.
Right.
It's got a very strange feedback, Richard Zen by the sounds of things. But we'll have to just crack on. Yeah, so thank you for doing those, Richard. That's brilliant. And we thought you'd get you on as a guest because obviously we want to get the guys on as guests to thank them for their help. So first thing is thank you for helping. And second thing is welcome to the podcast.
It's brilliant. I thought I might get an all expenses paid trip to your spare bedroom, but unfortunately we've got to do it via with modern technology. So I'm actually still sat in Dorset rather than up in March.
getting invited to the spare bedroom is a bit of an honour.
This is the spare bedroom.
No, you're most welcome anytime. We're just off air. We were talking about you coming down and having to go on the old course of the Nîmes while it's still on fire.
Yeah. I watched you know, a previous guest, Polly, whacking a few out on their YouTube channel, and I showed the missus. She fishes as well, and we fancy coming up there. So we might pop up there for you know, night and have a fishing next day. Maybe have a curry with Flip Flop. Is that where you normally go to see?
Yeah. Go and see Flip Flop.
Yeah, go see Flip Flop. Yeah,
We have a new place. We go to a Thai curry house at the minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Extra special.
But obviously with the Whit League semi there, I really enjoy coming up there. I mean, Alex is particularly lucky fishing that all winter, and it's something we want to do. Obviously, unfortunately, this year it hasn't been the case. So, but more of that later, obviously. More of that later. Might just come up pleasure fishing, I think.
Right, let's get into Richard Chave and who he is then. So, Richard, obviously, are you born and bred down in Dorset, are you?
Dorset.
Yeah, that's why I've got like a nice, you know, local accent sort of thing. You know, bit of
How did you get into fishing?
It was when I was a nipper. With a chap along the road used to go every weekend. I sort of like idolised him a bit. And I used to go on a holiday in Devon, and my uncle Jim used to go fishing. I used to like look forward to go down there, and went from there. I live with my mum. My dad disappeared, and but mum joined the club, and because we weren't allowed to take kids fishing until they were 11. So when I was about sort of 9 or 10, I was desperate to go, and she joined the club and used to come with me and sit there doing her knitting or whatever she used to do. And I just fish away as a young child. So
That's brilliant.
Alex is a nipper, really.
You say knitter or nipper?
Nipper, yeah. She's a knit things. She used to, catch fish, but both fish knitting tea cozies and things like that. But I just it wasn't it wasn't computer games then, was there, in those days? That's what kids did. Kids went fishing. I'm sure you see a lot more or a lot less people fish now, youngsters, because there's so much more to do, isn't there? But yeah, we fished. We had a little river go through the village, and I sort of fished there. Fished when I went on holiday down in Devon, and about sort of 16, 17, I was doing the junior club matches. A couple of the local senior guys used to go out, and they sort of said, "Do you want to come and do an open match with us?" Which was like a big thing. And in those days, you were looking at 100 pegs. And I went to Pewsey. So Pewsey was my first ever open match.
And even at Pewsey.
Yeah, lovely. Yeah, it was just. I mean, then the KNA wasn't like joined through. You couldn't drive like Bristol, Bath to Reading. It was basically sort of in parts. So there wasn't really the big narrow boats. The little tiny sort of fiberglass cruisers, and they were just hardly saw a boat. It was just lovely. It's almost like a sort of a drain that never flowed, really. At some point in the 80s or 90s, it was connected. I think the Queen cut the ribbon somewhere, and they opened a lock, and it went through. So my first match was there. I remember drawing next to Max Winters. So there's another name from the past who was sort of Shakespeare super team. We never caught much with ounces, but eventually we got a little bit better. And probably in my maybe late teens, early 20s, when my first ever open match, and that was at Pewsey. So I managed to,
Whereabouts? Near the turning bay?
No, funny enough, it's one of those things, when you draw, and at the draw, people go, "Oh, yeah, you've got a good one. You're right on the tench bush." In those days, there's lots of tension on the KNA. I was thinking, right, tension, have I got enough casters? So I walked along, as you do, scrounging, sort of,
Told you.
Yeah, told you. Yeah. And,
he's not Scottish, then he's Jewish.
No. Yeah. I got up.
Are you getting warm as well?
Yeah, I got up there. Yeah, not warm enough yet, though, Andy. Don't you worry about that. Yeah. And wandered along to this tench bush, got there. It wasn't my number. I was like 3 pegs past. I thought, that's ridiculous. They told me I was on tench bush. So I just fished normally, fished in the middle. I think that philosophy sort of goes today, really, is fish what's in your swim. Fish, rather than go there and trying to catch bream or trying to catch tench, actually just catch fish. Yesterday on the canal, on the Winter League, we were just catching roach, and the chap next to me caught a skimmer on his roach gear, then caught 2 others on his roach gear, and I just never happened for me. But if you sort of go there and try to fish a tench or perch or bream, it doesn't happen. You don't really have a good day's fishing. So that's my philosophy, really, is to fish for everything. I did that, and I had about 5 or 6 pounds. It was a rubbish weight, really. There was like a 70 or 80 peg Pewsey Carnival open match, and I had a kiss from the Carnival Queen, got the trophy, and went back home with a big wad of like £1 notes, probably in those days in in my hands. Probably still
And a
got
load
them.
of spare cartridges as well.
I haven't spent them yet. I still got them. Yeah. That's where my sort of love of canal fishing appeared. I mean, in those days, there was loads of matches on the CANA. I talked the other day about Honey Street. It was at Devizes Water. All the way through, there was used to have the CANA teams of 4, which is probably like probably could have been a 400 pegger, at different venues along the CANA. And it was great, but those days there wasn't as many boats. Going back to sort of yesterday, we had got to my peg and it was right in the middle of a boat. A lady just parked there. She insisted she wasn't moving. And an argument ensued, and we all just moved the pegs along a bit. As she's sort of churning up the canal. I'm thinking actually, love's waning a little bit for canals, but I mean, going back, it was wonderful days on the KNA back in the sort of 90s, the 2000s. There wasn't many boats. Wasn't access problems. Nowadays, usually at one point you could probably get 200 pegs in. You'd be lucky to get 60 in there because there's just people just parked along there. So that's
Really?
yeah, honestly, yeah. There's just milk out.
I remember fishing a semi-final on there, and is it Milk House or something?
Yeah.
They still fish that?
Yeah, there's loads of boats there. I had a couple of seasons ago, Hillcare Australia. I had 65 pound there from an end peg, and it's just but it's just great fishing. That was a bit of a monster weight really, but I mean, just happy memories of the canal, and it's been all over the country. Not as like Motti, who's right up there with in the canal. So I've got to travel a little bit, but I do enjoy canal fishing.
Oh, that's awesome. So I'm a bit out of the loop with all this. What team are you fishing for the minute?
So I'm fishing for Garblino Blackmore Vale. It's a team we originate from like the Gillingham area. At one point, you could chuck a radius of like 5 or 10 miles, and we all lived within it. So great team. We used to go for a drink together, maybe for a curry afterwards and stuff. But I think fishing is fragmented a little bit now. We all sort of come from different directions, so we don't sort of meet up as much.
So how long have you been with this team?
I reckon probably at least 10 years, I would say, 10, 12 years. Gotta be. I mean, I had a bit of a sort of name as a bit of a nomad, like Joseph, the man of many, coat of many colours. I had virtually every sort of hawk and hunt jacket from everybody in the southwest. Avon Bait in those days when it was they were a good team. Thatchers in the original days of Thatchers when I was with them, and Milo, Team Milo, Castle. I mean, older members or viewers will remember I used to write a little diary in probably before Alex did, probably before he was born. In magazine in 91, 92, I just do a little diary there. It was then when Match Fishing magazine was just black and white. So I just send off a picture, and it would be a black and white picture on in there. But I used to write every month about that, and those are great days. Match Fishing had like lots of divisions in the national championships. There was the Super League. I think Sundridge started it, and it was Drennan after that. So lots and lots of people match fish, but it's not as many now. But the ones who still do are diehards, really. There's quite a good little circuit of natural fishing in the southwest, and that's what I still enjoy doing.
Oh, that sounds amazing. Because obviously now you've got an involvement with coal mix as well. So how did you get into that?
So I'll tell you how it started. I was a little bit cheeky. I got through to a Riverfest final. Of course, thinking you're the dog's bollocks, you sort of right away to all the manufacturers. Do you fancy sponsoring me? There's 2 or 3, and actually, comment come back. Yeah, we will. And I've got the following year as well to the Riverfest final. So I got stuff from them. It's like most sponsorships. Now you basically buy it a trade. That's people don't really get too much given to them. People sort of think they do. But and I started using the stuff, and I went. It was just lovely. And I retired from the fire service in 2017. And a position came up to be a rep in the area. So I went across to Italy, had a meeting. Yeah, great. I was the rep for the Southwest. So that's what I do. I sort of sell stuff from sort of Cornwall across to sort of up to the M4, that area. So the big chunk of, but it's hard to sell stuff. I probably sell more, despite the stuff being absolutely brilliant, real world championship sort of quality stuff. I probably sell more sea stuff in my area than I do course, which is a shame because it's really lovely. Things like the iconic, jolly floats have been around for like 40 years. They're just, everybody knows about them, but it's just it's even easier to buy other people's stuff in the tackle shop. So
it's a difficult thing to try and get shops to take goods on. But you were mentioning before we started recording that you're off to Italy soon, aren't you?
Yeah, so every year, me and the other two reps, so Adam Nurse and Sean Stockley, we go across to Italy. Comics just below Florence. We fly into either Pisa or Bologna, get a hire car, drive down to them, and I mean, it's going to be the same every year because it's exciting, isn't it? But the first year I went there, I was like a fat kid in a sweet shop. I wanted to try everything, real. It's just picking up the poles, sitting on the boxes, looking at the floats, looking at the line, and it's top drawer stuff, really nice. They use loads of stuff for the World Championship teams. Anybody who's sort of gone to a World Championship and watched it abroad, there's tons of Coleman stuff being used. The poles are renowned for being like super strong, and but this they only make 160-meter pole. That's all we can sell. They sell tons of 30-meter poles to sort of teams who are fishing like FIPS, SIPs, regulation matches. But yeah, I'm going in 12th and 13th of December, so don't rob my house, okay? I'm not going.
Or keep that out. Yeah. Boop, boop.
Yeah.
Right, that's really cool. So what we wanted to do was actually pick your brains about canal fishing in particular, and for you to show us one or two comic products that you would use weekly on the canals where you fish. So obviously Alex can pick your brains a bit because I fish properly for predators, not none of this little maggot drowning stuff. I've developed, I've grown.
We got a brand, Hercules, actually, is our lure brand. I was going to say spinning brand, but I call it spinning. Lure.
Hercules. You not heard of them?
Yeah.
What?
Tons of
He's
stuff.
not heard of them.
When I come to March to have a little bit of pleasure, I'll bring you some spinners out. Handy.
Oh no, don't you? He doesn't use spinners. That's way beneath him. Spinners.
No, if it's free, I'll use it.
Oh right. Sorry.
Yeah. You're sure a Spurs fan?
Yeah. Very short arms and long pockets.
Yeah. Very, very short, long pockets.
Yeah. So, from your perspective, as a canal angler, what particular products from Colmic do you think are non-negotiable that you must use on a canal?
Well, currently I use all the pulp. I use a thing called a Carrera. So everybody knows about the Jolly. I'll hold one up quickly.
So they still do Carrera.
Yeah. So there's a Jolly. I'll get the right way. So it's been in the it was the first thing the company produced. It's a carbon stem plastic tip. It's always been pink. I don't think there's an angler around that hasn't used them. We do several more. A Carrera, basically, put it on a rig here, is we can't really. Can you see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's essentially it's exactly the same shape. It's got a wire stem, a nice tip. You can see, and I tend to use those really for all my sort of squat fishing. There's another one called what's it called? It's got a slightly thinner tip, but my age, I like the slightly bigger tips and just dot them really. So the Carrera is number one for me. The other thing as well, Alex will appreciate that as well. It's a stream. It's a line. It's probably the most sort of secretive line that people use. You find lots of people from other teams will use it. I'm sure you said
it's one of the best-selling hook length lines by a mile.
Yeah, just until you try it, you sort of tie it, and the other lines you tie, you get a little bit of a loop or a little bit of a pig's ear or whatever, curly tail thing. Just doesn't do that. It just ties impeccably. You can squeeze shot on it. I like to use I always put a shot on the hook length. I don't think I've ever had a hook length break. I like to get the shot as close as I can to see every bite.
It catches them
little blips that I was catching yesterday. But yeah, stream is just lovely stuff. And then obviously the X5000, which is like the rig line. I think I saw that in your shop last time coming, Alex. You probably don't sell as much. Again, it's beautiful. But yeah, it's loads of teams. You use this stuff. And then the hooks, I use the B2000s. Higher boosters, bit of a sort of sore point at the moment because we can't actually sell. Yeah. So get over to the B957, sort of similar sort of shape hook. And the N600s, which are like a lovely sort of chop worm hook. So I've started to use those a bit more now. But yeah, there's all the way. I was saying before we started, I use everything from the ground bait up. Really, I've always used Colmic ground bait. We've got one called.
What do you use? Black Monster.
Black Monster and Impressive. Yeah, there's a bleak one called Albarella Concord. Anyway, it's just the only bleak one they do. It's incredibly fine. You mix that in various degrees with the other ones. So like you were saying last week about adding sort of Formula Supreme to something, or or special. It's our sort of version of that, I suppose.
Someone does watch this.
I'm going to ask him a ground bait question, but he's done his homework.
Yeah.
I'm impressed.
But I mean, I've been using, I mean, as well as canals, I quite like fishing the river, and I do a lot on the Thames Festival every year, and I've sort of framed most years. I've been putting that impressive in, and you get the roaches love it. I mean, you know, I'll bring some up for your house. I'll give you a bag or two, but it's just really one of those really nice ground baits that everything seems to like. A bit like you sort of talked about secret being that, or
Yeah.
Sky. Depends on what you use, but I use that. Line hooks, the shot's beautiful, just goes on nicely.
I think Colmic as a brand has always been renowned for the floats and the line, hasn't it, and the hooks, like the terminal tackle side of things. We sell decent amounts in the shop, obviously because of the sort of customer we get, sort of match anglers, natural venues. But I know with like the tech stream and that sort of thing, a lot of commercial anglers are starting to switch onto it now. I think maybe like the silverfish crossover winter thing, he's got more of them looking at sort of the natural venue products, and tech stream in 010, 09, you know, and 08, you can't break it, can you?
No, it's lovely.
It's awesome. It's really awesome.
Look on the forums online, never sort of doing other ones. You sort of say, I want to sort of say it's good, but you think, oh, you're going to say that anyway. But it really is nice stuff. You know?
Yeah. What about obviously the King fluorocarbon is probably one of my best selling fluorocarbons. It's not cheap, but it's the bite.
As a Spurs fan, I sort of cringe at actually buying it. It's quite expensive, but you know, it's just, but we sell loads of it. You know, it's obviously very. You know, shot. I mean, I use the hybrid elastic. It's lovely. There's some hollows, some really fine hollows I've been using. Robbie Houston put me onto it. I mean, he obviously used it somehow and said, "Have you tried it yet?" So, well, not really. I bought some. And it's like, this is wonderful stuff. Really, it's a really fine blue hollow. That's at the moment we really sell 160-meter pole. So it's the S31 Nuclear 16 with a mouthful. A lovely pole, really strong, really stiff. Tobber Manor just around the corner. I've got one in their pole alley, and people are saying it's lovely, but just, you know, is it Colmic? And I think, well, it's just, you know, we can. They got a 2-year warranty. They got, you know, I'll replace it for you straight away if you break anything, you know. And people still buy other things. But I suppose everybody's got a choice. Otherwise, you still use the same thing.
Yeah, it's the sort of the English pole market is such a hard market to sort of get into, isn't it? I mean, if you went abroad, you wouldn't see any Daiwa poles yet. Obviously, in this country, Daiwa are number one, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, you know, I talk about a local shop, Topper. They got all the new Daiwas in, and they're just selling. You put them up against ours, they feel soft. You know, they don't feel stiff. But it's what people I'm used to, and whatever. So you know, everything, seat boxes, everything I use. So it stood the test. I don't really break too much stuff. It's robust. It's really good quality. But you know, for me to stick in the shops is really quite hard unless we ask for it, and then obviously the shopkeeper will buy it. But you know, it's hard to get people on. There's loads of sort of you know, good sort of advertising online, but we don't do too much of it, unfortunately. But perhaps we should do, you know, because I think people buy a lot of stuff not even seeing it and saying, "Oh, that's got to be the best," because so and so tells me. You know, it's
yeah. Going back to the old Colmic jollies, do you just leave them as they are, or do you cut the bristles down, or?
I'll tell you what I do. There's a big ones here. I'm terrible. I bought a load of. I shouldn't really say. I bought a load of hollow tips off eBay, and they're the same size as the plastic ones. The plastic ones are ace, but some of my jollies are probably 10 years old, and the plastic fades slightly, particularly yellows, and you know. So I just twist and pull them out and push the same size hollow back in, and that's all I do really. Maybe cut them a little bit shorter, but they're just a lovely shape, aren't they? I mean, none of the river fish I really do is particularly fast. I wouldn't go to the Y. But the Thames, the Bristol Wave in the summer, there's just a lovely slender float that comes out the water, lovely. And they don't tangle when you're pushing out fast. They don't tangle over. I mean, I used to use, you know, wire floats and you know, fishing on the rivers because you know you're told that wire's more stable and you've got to use wire floats. But you ship out really fast, lay them, and the float's upside down. It so annoys me. You don't get that with a carbon float, do you? Just on the canals, I like a little wire. Like if there's a small float, like a wire, it cocks better. But you know, the little 4.8 and 4.10 jollies are lovely, but sometimes they're sort of stuck on the surface, aren't they? I don't know if you. You need.
I mean, we sell loads of like gram and a half, 2 gram, 3 4x18 jollies. You know, 4x8, 4x10. I sell about 2 a year. Do you know what I mean? It's all.
because that's
heavier.
the wire that goes to Carreras, same float, same tip, same body, but a wire so it cocks beautifully.
Yeah.
So I tend to use them really, but I like the shape. It's just well, there's like people use use a Sensus Jean Francois or a Carper Gloucester. They like that shape. But I really like the dolly shape, and it's like I say, it's been in their catalogue. It was the first thing they produced. So they've been around for like 42, 43 years. Colmick, and it's still the same float basically.
The amount of anglers I've come in the shop and they go, man, I remember these when I say they've stopped fishing, and 20 years later they've come back into it and they go, oh, I've still got some of these in my shed.
Yeah, that's right. And they're pretty good. I mean, it's been this last few years have been a sort of some they've been like line for the middle and sort of hollow bristles and all that.
Yeah.
But exactly how it was. It's still a nice float.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the people will cut down the dollies around here, like shorten the bristle, chop the bristle off, chop about that much off the carbon stem, sort of sand it down, fop the bristle.
And you
I mean, all
because
and then paint the bristles. That's a big thing. A lot of the Italians, that's why you get so many yellows in a pack, don't you? It's they like to paint the bristles.
Yeah, but Alex, as you get older, I always everything was yellow or orange in my float box. But when you get a pack of them and the yellows glow to you, whether my eyes have gone crap because I'm an old bugger, but it's possibly that's the same. Maybe the light's different. I don't know. I'm not sure. The Italians do like a yellow float. But if you've got just twist and pull them out, put hollow exactly the same size. You can buy them, and they're brilliant. That's what I do. They sit there and glow like you never believe. But yeah, the Bristol within the Thames in the summer. I don't go to the canals in the summer; it's just too busy. But then go on the canals in the winter. They're just brilliant for that. Absolutely brilliant for that.
Cool. Let's we better draw this bit to a close, Richard, because otherwise we won't get the rest of the podcast done.
Joyce talking about floats and science. What have I got underneath? I got my pajamas on.
What is that?
That's an old one, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't afford to do one, Alex. Not on my wig.
Someone give you that.
A retro one is even older. That could have probably fits me better than this. They're a little bit skin tight nowadays, Andy. I don't know if you understand that. You go to the gym, I don't. The reason I go to the gym is to visit the vending machine there. They got really good chocolate.
I feel a bit nauseous. I can't look at the screen. I'm coming out in welts.
Oh, kiss the bag. There we go.
So, just so everyone understands what's happened this season, from the Winter League perspective and the last few matches, how's your season been going so far?
I've had
personally,
I've had a really good summer. I framed in the Thames Festival. I pick up money most weekends somewhere. I do a little commercial on a Tuesday. I sort of go there to really use it bait up, and I pick up money there as well. It's for me, it's not about the money. It's about enjoying yourself. And I like catching fish and going fishing. It's I think some people get a bit sort of money. It just is it be on or end or really, but I just like I like going fishing. I like sort of catching fish. So I do this little group. I've done rather Winter League wise. We did an awful Winter League. This in our league. There's only 6 teams. I think any one of them could win on the day. Any one of them could possibly come last. But this year has all been about Diowa Gordon League. They've done really well this year. They've had like 4 wins and a second, I believe. So they're miles ahead. They've won the league already this year. So, but it's been a bit of a scrap between the other 5 teams. And going into the last one yesterday, either if we had a win, we could have been all right. It never happened. But no, it's like they've won it, and then we got our Matrix. No, we haven't. We got lobbies, census lobbies, or census devices, sort of battling out for the second round. So I can give the results you want. Do you want the results?
I was going to say, is that a poignant moment to go into your match results?
I know what I'll do. Though, if you keep talking, I'll look at my phone because I know it's on Facebook already. I want to put my glasses on as well.
You can't see his beard now. He's got a shirt on, can you?
No, it's just
a bit of brown on the top.
It's like a yellow shippy glow.
His beard's like the Tottenham shirt, isn't it? White and then brown on top.
This is like this kind of horrible mess coming through the screen.
Yeah. Right.
There's like I say, it's I mean, obviously you get the odd sort of thing about being like Father Christmas, but I really can't. I can't survive on one night a week work a year, so I've got to do a little bit more work as well. So, right, here we go. Glass.
Official now.
Oh, look at that.
Low on these. They're obviously pound shop ones because I can't. Yeah.
Never
So-
doubted you.
Yeah, right, here we go. So the top it's all about end pegs on our league this year. Winner on the day, I'm not taking it away from him, but Garrett Parrell, President of Innovation Slashers, is on A1, so the closest peg to devices. He's at £11 1 ounces of roach.
Nice.
Yeah, lovely data. Real chunky roach on
So bread punch fishing or
Oh no, not at all, not at all. He's fished. It normally would be. Some people have, some people haven't. He just fished pinky over ground bait about 9 meters. Easy, lovely day's fishing and caught £11 one. Gareth Evans was second, Census Lobbies. He was on the end peg by the caravan section. If he knows it, there's a swing bridge goes over. They put 2 pegs one side, 4 the other. So you've got basically 4 end pegs and 6 pegs. He was the one nearest the swing bridge on the right hand side. He's had £8 of roach and small skimmers. Mick Withy from Census Devices had £7.4. I think where Mick was. I think it might have been in the same area as the caravan park. Rob Kepner is fourth, old campaigner. Heard his name a few times this winter league. Sir Bob of Beanacre, we call him. Rob said, in fact, it was his birthday. Yes, he never told me. I would have bought him no, I wouldn't have. I would have bought him. Rob had 7-3. I was speaking to him afterwards. He had he's catching roach on the proper old-fashioned like Avon Canal method of on the 4-meter whip, little punch, getting in the water. And he said, I'll get to 200 fish and I'll just have a go on the caster. And he said he had about a quarter of an hour to go. He's got to 200, so it's a lot of little fish. Slipped a caster on, gone there, and he had 6 roach and 6 chucks, all like miles bigger than he was caught on the punch. He's missed out by an ounce. They pay the top 3. So poor on his birthday, he could have had a bit of a bonus. Right, in 5th place, Gary Etheridge. Gary, one of our team members from Garbly and Blackwell, he had £7 exactly. Gary's got on the squat. Everything, I don't know if you know Gary, Alex, but everything about Gary is little. He little floats, little hooks, squats, light line. He's on 05 loads of time, 06.
05, he still make
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Is there such a thing? Yeah, he'll take 26s, single squat. He's just Mr. Fine Lines, Gary.
Yeah.
I'll tell you a really funny story. I'll just go. I'll do it at the end, Gary. At the end. Andy Ottaway, President Innovation Slashers, 6-14. He was on another MPEG. So going to the teams. So Gordon League have won every round so far. This time, Census Devices on their own water have won the league day with 33 points. It's always tight on this league. Like I say, anything could happen. The next 3 teams all had 30. So there's 33, 3 on 30. We had 30, so great, but unfortunately we only had 1 section winner, so we were 4th. In 3rd place with 1 section win, 2 seconds that's who it was. Here we are. I think it was Gordon League. They had a win and 2 section wins, and obviously Lobbies had 2 section wins with 30 points. They had 2 lasts, but they had 2 section wins, so they come second, which makes the Thatcher's at 27, Matrix at 19. So going into the last round, Gordon League have won it with 1 round to spare, but then it gets really tight. Census Lobbies on 15, Census Devices going into the last round on their own water are on 16. Then the other 3 teams have all got 22. So it's a really odd league this year. Get on to that funny story about Gary then. So we got through the final on the Nene, the main river Nene at Peterborough.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's like a bit of a tramp. He's always got a boss. Everybody else got a boss, but he's got a boss box. He just doesn't look like a match fisherman. He wears like crappy old clothes and sort of like dirty old leggings and hat and a hold dog held together with string. And we were he drew by the draw by the embankment, and he was like wandering down the bank to like set up. And then when the I won't say his name, when the Dorking guy said, "Hey mate, you want to move on? There's a match here today." They didn't think he was a competitor. He thought he was obviously an old bloke come pleasure fishing.
I'm local.
Yeah, local. Yeah, sorry, mate. Yeah, sling your hook. He said there's a match here. So my peg went and fishing. He caught 2 tench on like really fine line at the So I think he beat the chap. It was you'll know who I mean. I'll whisper who it was afterwards, but it was the chap from Dorking who said about it. But it makes me laugh that quick. But yeah, he's a great lad and he fishes really fine. So that's our league basically. If you yeah, maybe next year possibly for us or any other team. I mean, Thatcher's done it.
So what do you do now? The league's finished. Then where do you go? Is there just open matches or back on
Yeah,
the rivers? Or
yeah. I mean, take my glasses off so I can see. Oh yeah. So uh, December is always Christmas match. Every club's got a Christmas match, and everybody fishes it. So there's all the same people on the
Mhm.
Bristol Lake, the KNA Canal. So up to there, open matches basically. Yeah, there's a little league normally at Pewsey. They do a teams of 4 league after Christmas. I'll probably do that. I mean, in the past, I've gone snowboarding in January. That's what I do. My winter pursuit. Doesn't look like a sporty looking person, but I do that most years. I probably won't be going this year. We're off to Australia, me and the missus, for a little while, so the money's been saved for that. Saved for a long time, Andy. Still got white fibres and that sort of thing to put towards. But I'm off to Melbourne to Ange Postecoglou's old team, old club. So it's like a pilgrimage for me.
Well, he might get the sack by then, so he might be back.
No, he won't be. No, we got hang stick with him. He's none of the boo boys there, Ange. Yeah, I'm sure, but yeah.
Fantastic. Oh, it's great. Snowboarding is a great sport. I do get snowboarding. I haven't been for about 4 or 5 years, but it's just lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I'll be going to Morsing most years. Love it over there. I've probably been for 20 plus years, 2 or 3 times a year to Morsing. Love it. It's just like a home from home. The kids have grown up, going over there every year. Unfortunately, they're not going this year, but yeah, we just one of those things you do. Really, it's just one of those, fishing and snowboarding. It's not sort of 2 things you put together,
No.
would you?
No, but it's good sport. Richard, we're going to have to bring this to a close, buddy, because we've got to crack on with the rest of the podcast.
Yeah.
Really appreciate your time. Thank you so much for that, even though you have got a dodgy taste in clothing.
I'll come back at the end of the league, shall I? Over my head in sort of shame, or possibly like punching the air with,
Yeah. And if you're coming over here soon, get in touch with Alex and myself and we'll meet up.
Yeah. If we pop out to, me and Deb come up to a bit of pleasure fishing. We quite fancy. Look at Polly catching those fish on the whip. We like a bit of that. But I'm sure they never do they? Like you were saying last week, it's just there's roach at the moment, then they disappear. But
Exactly.
probably going to fish Jason Cunningham's peg from last year, the day before the Whit League. If that's okay. Don't mind it.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, I'll give you my Wi-Fi code. You can
Everyone else has got it.
film a live while you're there.
Yeah.
Don't turn your iPad off. I'm just going to bring this to a close, and we'll continue talking to you in a minute. But don't go anywhere. Alex, you know Chave. I've never met him apart from this funny banter with the football teams. He seems like a cracking guy.
Yeah, he's a top bloke. I've met him a few times from when we've been to Tamar. He's been down there. Winter League semi-finals and obviously finals and that when he's come up here to practice for those. So yeah, he's a top bloke.
He strikes me as someone who kind of holds court with everybody and
yeah, he's
full of fun anecdotes. And
he can take the banter. I think he gives as good as he gets. So
unlike Sid.
Who? Oh yes, you are known as the Poison Dwarf.
Have I upset Sid?
Yes. All I'm going to say is, watch this space.
Oh. He can't do anything.
No.
They're going to have to gang up, all the yids together. Are we allowed to say that word, by
No.
the way? No, not on. Do you think this episode will get banned on YouTube for being anti-Semitic? Is that semantic? Oh, I don't know. It's got my words mixed up.
Yeah.
Might get a strike on YouTube for using that word, but they are, aren't they?
Right, yeah.
They're all tight and of that persuasion. Yeah. Even Chave said he was going to wear a little cap earlier.
Shalom.
Right, let's get straight. Oh yeah, you were going to mention before I press record. You were going to mention something to me that I've missed completely.
Yeah, have you been living under a rock?
Yes, I have. Go on, explain what's happened.
Well, obviously March is world famous now. Did you not know that?
I have got no idea.
Honestly, Sky News, BBC News, Look East, Anglia, any news channel. Obviously, everyone knows where March is now because of the wonky Christmas tree.
So the big tree that's on the marketplace?
On the piss. Has been on Sky News, been everywhere.
I didn't even know it was wonky. I looked at it the other day.
Yeah. You sit there for 4 hours trying to get through town and all you can see, you go, that Christmas tree's on the piss. It's like that.
So that's what sparked off.
Yeah, there's been people coming from everywhere to look at it. It's a joke. Mad, isn't it?
I hope they
Not the fact that it's the best natural venue in the country. No, they come to look at a wonky Christmas tree.
I hope they timed their journey, because getting through the middle of March at the minute, or even if you go on the bypass, could take hours.
It's quicker to go through town than it is a bypass.
For those that don't know, right, March Town Centre's been rehashed. I could use the F word. Some planners somewhere, some people have got no common sense. What they've done, they basically got rid of a one-way system that worked fine for years, and they've pedestrianised it and made it.
Well, they haven't yet, but they're trying to pedestrianise it. Yeah,
they're going to add a roundabout. Reduced. They've taken one of the lanes of traffic away and taken some of the car parking.
A roundabout. Where's that going to go then?
Have you not heard? I'm sure there's a roundabout where the traffic lights are at the end. This end.
Really?
They're spoons.
Oh, right.
I think a roundabout's going there, and basically, I think they've just ballsed it up. It's cost them millions, and they've just caused carnage in the town centre. But on a sad note, they've restricted the car parking for elderly people. I just think whoever's done it needs a slap. It's just unbelievable.
Well, all the shops are shutting as well, aren't they? I mean, if I had my tackle shop in the middle of the high street in March, I'd be doing my nut.
Well, the footfall was gone.
Look at Greg. You got Greg's, Tesco Extras going. I don't know. Greg's, sorry. It is Greg.
It's Greg,
yeah. I was thinking of the Baker's Oven, the same thing in it. And they're all shutting. They're all I don't know about Greg's, but definitely Tesco's is. Feel sorry for the Turkish barbers, all them, nowhere to park. Because
we had sorry, we'll get back on the fishing in a minute. This is quite important, but we go to Ty's Anne's Thai
kitchen
after this, normally every Monday. That's why the belly's getting bigger again. But it's lovely. And a few weeks ago, we met a guy who had a bit of info, background information about this.
Yeah.
And he said they've based it on modern housing where people don't have a car.
Yeah.
And they go on trains places.
Yeah.
This is the Fens. And if you haven't got a car,
you've got a tractor.
So they've taken the car parking away because people will walk.
Honestly.
And they won't. They got to get here. Anyway, that's an aside. So, yeah, I missed the whole Christmas tree thing, and these reporters, it would take them hours to get here.
Bob's been selling his Christmas trees, like this special Christmas shaped cheese.
On the wonk?
Yeah, on the piss.
Has he?
Yeah. $4.99.
Doesn't miss a trick, does he?
No, he's on it, isn't he?
Yeah. It's not easy.
Being cheesy.
No. Right. Come on, we're waffling. Should we get on to the match results?
Yeah. Yeah, we will do. Do you want to start up Lincolnshire yet?
I will, yes. I'm just going to go on to, because do you know what? They're very well organised. So Chris Hodgson messages me every Monday, early morning. No, late morning. He knows when things are going to happen. So this is from Chris. It was Spilsby AA River Steeping, Wednesday, 22nd of November. 11 fished, better weights today with plenty of bites to be had from an abundance of small roach.
Nice.
Dave Dean was first with £7.15. This was close. Dave Ashmore was second with £7.10. And Ryan Cook was third with £6.5. The Winter League round 3, which would have been on Sunday, I presume.
Yep.
22 fished.
Nice.
It was cold, wasn't it? It was cold yesterday.
No, it weren't that cold.
It was 4 degrees air temperature.
Was it really?
Yeah, because I went out for a bit with me lure rod.
It felt dark quick, I know that.
Didn't the afternoon go all dingy?
Yeah.
Like Armageddon.
Damp and miserable.
It was proper fenny afternoon. We get those.
Yeah. Can't see in front of your face.
Yeah, real dark. Well, you don't want to stray off the path.
No.
You might bump into spots.
That's because I was thinking exactly the same then. Hello.
See the post he put on Facebook about the mitten crabs?
No, I didn't.
He's got a net absolutely heaving.
Has he?
It's on Fenland River Watch of mitten crabs.
Oh, right, I'll have a look.
He's having a right dig at the EA again for that.
Is he?
They've admitted to catching 2 crabs now.
Oh,
that £8,000 one that they built.
Yeah.
2. And he drops his nets in. His best eel nets get absolutely annihilated by these mitten
They'd be
crabs.
better off giving Spolt a 5 and he'd catch every one, wouldn't he?
It's unbelievable. But then again, I reckon the same people that designed the March Town Centre.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe it's the same
I think you've got to have a degree in no common sense.
Yeah.
And then you can get a job anywhere. Yeah. Right, where was I? I haven't. I
think you had your little rant then.
nearly got into a rant. Oh, and the guy at the gym, he's ignoring me now.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I keep flexing in front of him.
There's
That's
another one.
scared
No,
him off.
Ian at the Spurs fan as well.
He must be another year. Yeah, there you go. I said it twice.
Yeah.
That's definitely banned. We'll get a month warning. Yeah. Right. So the Sunday, which was cold, 4 degrees air temperature. If I hadn't mentioned that already, cold weekend temperatures curtailed the weights from midweek, with many anglers struggling and in the middle of the sections. Again, most weights made up a small roach. Mixed stamp. Oh, I'm happy now.
£7.7.5.
There we go. I love a half. Dave Ashmore was second with 6-2, and Ryan Cook. He must be known as Cookie,
There's about 8 of them, I think.
because every cook's known as Cookie.
They're all brothers, and then obviously Mark Cook's the dad.
Oh, bloody hell. How'd you work that one out?
Yeah.
So Ryan Cook had £4.8. Currently leading the way in the league is Dave Ashmore with a perfect score of 3, followed closely by Mick Stamp 4 and Don Green 5. Chris, perfect as normal. Thank you very much.
Awesome.
So that's my bit done. Can you match that?
Yeah.
Go on then, bah.
So we'll do one we missed last
Actually,
week.
I'm going to stop you there.
Oh.
We've got our lads sitting in their match reports.
Oh, they can do it at the end.
How many have we got left? We had Chavies.
We've had Chavies. I think we've got Steve to come, Simon, and I think Ben with Osset. I think their leagues might finish, but there might be new ones starting up. So we shall see.
This is where we live life dangerously, because we never know what we're getting.
No,
So
it's just potluck, isn't it?
potluck. Okay, let's crack on.
Yeah, so we missed the Whole Beach and District AA match last week. I do apologise to the
No,
Whole Beach.
you missed it. I didn't.
Okay, but you never mentioned it last week. That's all I'm going to say. And
Well, I made you look silly, didn't I? Because you didn't know what was going on.
Yeah,
The local tackle.
Well,
did.
to be honest, I just thought that they'd finished their matches, but
They did well.
they had a match at Foreman's Bridge, and Mr. Tom Wilson, £37.8, which was Breen and some skimmers. Runner-up was Roger Smith with 19.3, and then Frank Walker, £18 dead. So
Nice.
that's good fishing. That's like
These are good
more,
breaks. These
more
are 3 or 4
fish in
categories.
those top 3 weights than they've had all year, I reckon.
The Holland used to have a massive heads of bream.
Yeah.
And massive heads of massive bream. I used to bream fish it a lot, and the biggest I had was £9.3, I think. But the average size was between 6 and 7. They were absolute slabs, and then I think
Beasts.
they got washed out to sea because be someone else running the gates who probably worked for the EA and for Fenton District Council Planning Department. Just
Do you know?
left the gates open.
Do you know something? You know, we was talking about spolt and mitten crabs earlier. There's no mitten crabs in the Holland, and there's no mitten crabs in the North Level at Tid, is there? No one's caught one. Yet why is it the middle level system that seems to have all the crabs? Yet smelt and everything else can get in the Holland and all the seawater. Yet you never hear of the mitten crabs in those drains.
Unless they know the mitten crab is a very intelligent animal, and they probably know there's not much to eat going on there.
Oh, maybe. Yeah. Or maybe it's the lock gates that they use. Maybe it's the pumps. I don't know.
So the Holland gates are made of wood.
Right.
And I suppose when they get opened up, they open up too hard. The mitten crab can't go against the front.
yeah.
No, I'm joking.
Yeah.
I don't know, mate. It's a good one, though.
No.
They must be up there.
Be interesting to know, wouldn't it, has anyone seen or caught a mitten crab in those 2 drains?
Yeah, let us know. They must be up there.
Why are they in our middle level, that not in the North Level or the South Holland? We're not. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe there's a Lincolnshire spolt who's nailed them all before they got in.
Maybe.
Maybe that bit of the knee they like. I don't know.
Just no one said anything about them. So, that was the Whole Beach match we missed. The Tuesday Club, they were on Whittlesea Bower. Match winner was Robin Smith, 12.
Just hold it there, because you nearly forgot about these boys as well.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did. You sat here earlier and went, we had our briefing upstairs, and that threw Alex. And he went, who have I missed off? I went,
Briefing.
I said, Tuesday Club. He went, oh, yeah. So don't give me that.
No, that's why I asked you.
You're so busy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Righto.
Right.
No, it's because they sent their match result in about
there we go.
last week.
Come on then. I'll stop.
So match winner was Robin Smith with 12-12. Well done, Robin. He had a bream in that catch. Runner up was Windmill Steve, who sends the results in. So thanks for that. 10-14, and then Bob Fitztench £10.6.
With his dodgy cheese Christmas tree.
Wonky Christmas
Wedges.
cheese. Trees. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So yeah, well done, guys. Moving to the Whittlesey Saturday series. So for some reason there wasn't a match. There was, but they had a knock-up. And all I've got is
I know
equal
why.
first.
Do you not know why?
Yeah, his car broke down.
Ah, darn it. So you didn't know, yeah.
See, he's trying to get one over me.
You're on
there,
the
innit?
ball,
So,
aren't you? I'll let you off that one, yeah.
Yeah, and equal first, that's all I know. They were on Cockbank. They had to wait for the fish to arrive, which is a bit of a theme at the minute for some reason. I don't know what it is.
Bring them in a truck or?
Yeah. £8 free, Andy Lawrenson 118. So I think 118 had about 500 fish for that.
John Taylor, right? It's fishing every day.
Fair play. When I retire, I'm going to fish every day as well.
On Wednesday, I went out here.
Yeah.
Right, I wanted to make a little video catching a zander, and I
Yeah.
managed to catch one. It was a real struggle. And these buggers are in my swims.
Yeah.
There was Pete Emery. There was
Graham.
Graham
G-Wag.
G-Wag was there.
Dave Lee.
He was there. He thrashed them.
He's that good. He catches tench on him.
He caught most of the fish on hemp.
Yeah.
I think he had £45.
He had a nice day, and I think while we're on John Taylor, I think he got double chip shopped off the same peg.
Now I spoke to him about that as well.
So he drew the same peg, the same bunghole in the latest round of the Winter League, and got chip shopped. So battered both sides, and then this week he draws the same peg again on the Wednesday, and gets chip shopped again.
As I've walked past him, I've gone, "Oi!" I said, "What are you're not going to bugger off?" He went, "Yeah, 3 o'clock." So I'm thinking, by 20 past 3 they'd have got. So I'm giving him a bit of banter. He went, he goes, "Oh, I hear my name was mentioned." I went, "Mentioned?" I said, "You were obliterated." He went, "Whoa!" I said, did I get an award?" I said, "Yeah, you've been chip shot, John, because you got smashed either side." He went, "Well," I said, "Where were you?" He went, "This peg here." I said, "Has he been in?"
He's got the T-shirt, and we'll put the image in now, I reckon.
Oh, have you?
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah. You know when people don't like it when they get the award? Well, John Taylor was one of them. So it made it even better, the fact that he's got a... He says he listens to the podcast, but he didn't know what a Fenland Boomer was.
Oh,
I had to explain to him. But he said that's very appropriate and fitting.
so did he make a special journey to come and get his T-shirt?
No, we even caught him out of the draw. So normally he is the first one in the queue waiting. Like, I'm in. Please, I'm the one. Let me go in first. And we drew early this week because obviously we had split venues, Benwick and March. And he was about halfway in the queue. I reckon he was trying to avoid me.
Hiding.
He was, wasn't he?
JT, you were hiding.
He was.
Do you call him JT?
Yeah, 118 most
JT,
people call him, yeah.
Yeah, hiding.
Yeah.
Anyway, he fishes 8 days a week. It's unbelievable.
Yeah.
He fits an extra day in somehow.
I wonder if his missus is called Maureen 118212.
I haven't seen many posts of him fishing the best canal in Cambridgeshire. No, Norfolk.
Well, we were going to mention, I was thinking about mentioning that actually, because we have got probably the best canal, but it's the only canal.
In Norfolk.
Yeah. But anyway, less of 118. So well done, John, for winning anyway. Your chip shot T-shirt. So that was the Whittlesey Saturday series. The Ramsey boys really struggled on Sunday. The cold frost really affected the fishing. And MPEG Paul Kilby, £1.9. Ooh. Steve Windmill Smith, 14 ounces.
Oh.
Ray Ellington, 2.5 ounces. And we better do fourth just to get him in. Benjamin Button, 2.25 ounces.
Right, I'm not having that. You can't do a half, let alone a quarter.
These scales.
Who was on the scales?
Ivan.
Who?
No, Keith. I think Keith was on the scales. Literally, he shouted time, and he was there ready to weigh in because everyone wanted to go home.
Scalesman.
Rubbish.
You can't give.
So they were at the Narrows section. I don't know what it is about the Narrows, but It's so silty now. We've had this conversation in the shop quite a bit, and I remember 10, 12 years ago fishing it this time of year, and it'd be like a top 4 deep, and you'd be like catching skimmers, and it was just brilliant fishing. And now it's about 2 foot deep if you're lucky. What's that all about? And the peg near the bridge, where I think the water funnels in, so above the bridge it's still nice and deep, but then as it goes through the bridge, it like widens out, and I think all the sediment just sits there.
Well, I'm not going to blame the EA for this one.
Oh,
It's the drainage boards
the middle level,
saving money.
right?
Yeah, they're not slubbing out these drains like they used to.
Yeah, but I thought that's what all this flood prevention thing was all about.
It's money, isn't it? They're cutting costs. I think the same people that plan the town centre works,
Yeah,
who do the mitten crab net,
yeah.
and who also open the floodgates on the gates on the Holland, also work for the middle level. So I think it's the same person. All the same family.
It's not Kai. Don't blame Kai.
I'm not going to blame Kai. I would never blame Kai.
That's all right then.
Well,
Old bung old Kai. So they're the main, like the general clubs, as we keep saying every week. If there's any other clubs that got some match results, send them in. So moving on to the East Midlands Winter League practice match for round 6, which was left to me to run and organised.
who should have run it?
Me.
So it wasn't left to you then?
Yeah. So I do it all. Yeah, and I had a little bit of help with a few of the lads
So was
this
it
morning.
Daiwa Tackle and Bates' time to turn to run it?
Yeah, so I run it. Yeah, and
I'll be dropping some team members.
we
mate.
had
They weren't running
68 fishing.
Actually, were you getting to do the draw next to the van, next to the maggots?
Oh yeah, I was.
Oh mate, you're on it.
It was like faulty towels, mate. 1 minute I'm taking the money for the draw, next minute I'm taking their money for their pinkies and squats. They're like,
At what time in the morning?
well, it was early because everyone was there early.
It was dark.
I think everyone had drawn apart from one person, James Draculic, who's always the last person in the world. It's because his dad don't take him anymore. His dad don't wake him up in time.
Oh bless.
Yeah, poor old James. So yeah, at 8:05, everyone had drawn, and I was like loading my van 100 mile an hour to get to where I was going. So yeah, we had 4 sections at Benwick: A, B, C, and D.
I thought you were going to struggle then with the alphabet.
No, I'm in my head. A, B, C were like the first 3 sections, then D section is at Little London. So there's a little gap there. I fished reasonably well, I suppose, considering the weather. Your man Kai, bung old Jerome, who's never been past peg 6, 8. I think that's as far as he's been down.
So it's a bit like Nuddy. Oh, says Bob drives down, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, so Kai's done very well. He's had £18, 6 ounces.
At Benwick.
Yeah, and he didn't catch a tench this week, so I don't know what he's done with that. £18 6, and then there was a 17-14 James Collison, peg 1 at Benwick. And then I think the next best weight was Paul Cowan might have had £14, and then Steve Goodrum had 13-14, I think. So the weights were a bit lower, lots of sort of 5, 6, £7, which if you said to me what is an average standard Benwick, you'd say £7.5. That's what it is. So that was tough. Moving on to the rest of the match. So we had 4 sections from Windmill, which is the March allotments, up to the March bypass. So we had 4 sections there, and then we had 2 sections above the bridge on Fox's Marina, opposite the marina there on the boats. And we went in the week, and there was a lot of fish at the marina, a lot of fish, like all shapes and sizes, just full. And then obviously we had 2 real cold nights, so I was a bit like, how's it going to fish? Well, E, F, G and H, which was obviously the main town stretch there, back towards the bypass bridge. The top weight was James Dracula. He had £25. A lot of the fish were smaller this week, which was weird. Normally when you get like real cold, it's normally bigger fish that feed. But there was lots of mouths about, people catching similar numbers, but the weights were nowhere near as impressive as the week before. So he was the best weight. He had £25. I think Goddard, he had 24.2, and then and Watling won that section by a couple of ounces. Tone had like 24.5, 24.4, whatever he had. £20 all the way through, so nice and steady, but just not the big weights from the week before. I mean, the peg that had £50 last week's had like £18-19 this week. So they're moving above the bypass. A lot of anglers struggled for quite a sort of couple of hours. There was bites to be had off these tiny little perch, but there seemed to be like a mother load, like an epicenter in the middle of these boats, and sort of 3 pegs either end. So the first 3 pegs in K and the last 3 pegs or 2 pegs in J section caught rope straight away, and everyone else is like, "Are you getting a bite?" No. But there was loads of fish there because people were like, "Oh my god, I'm feeling them with my plummet," and stuff like that.
I went down there lure
Right.
fishing, and I was every peg.
Yeah.
I was bumping into fish.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. You're going, what's going on down here?
There's a lot of fish there. So anyway, it's sort of after amount of time the fish sort of spread out and the fish move about, and it turned out to be like one of the most consistent bits.
And where did you draw?
I was up there.
You
I
were?
drew up there, yeah. I drew just to the left of the marina entrance, which
Have you been there before?
never. I've probably been every single peg up there over the years. Obviously, junior fishing with March and sort of senior fishing with March. Every peg along there I've probably fished, including right round the corner now. And normally, when it goes cold, the fish tend to instead of like they were this week, they were in the middle. They're normally near the marina mouth, so they normally come out of the marina and then obviously go that way. So on the way there, I'm thinking I'm drawn bang on. Really, that's when it goes cold, that's where you want to be. So after 2 hours with about 20 micro perch in the net, I'm thinking, how wrong was I? I've really attacked my peg, and thinking, oh shit, what have I done? I've just killed it. But after I think 12:30, I caught my first roach, and then it just sort of got better and better and better, and then it was just like 4 fish a minute in the last hour.
And what did you have?
I had £27.
In 2 hours?
3 hours.
3 hours.
3 hours, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
Yeah, lovely fishing. It's good. I suppose it's like in racing when you're chasing someone, you're more sort of...
Yes, focused.
Yeah. And Rob Hubbard won the match. He had £31 and he's caught all day. I mean, I didn't think I'd got £27, and when he weighed 31, I was like, mega. Do you know what I mean? Awesome. But they're proper little dumpy, heavy fish, so you can put weight together really quickly.
Yeah.
And it was a nice day. It was cold, very cold, damp, dark. But all in all, it fished very well, really. So obviously we paid continental style. So instead of normally, which would have happened, all the weights at March overtaking all the weights at Benwick, what we do is we pay first in the match, which could be either Benwick or March, but in this case it was March. So that was Robert Hubbard, Stan J, 31.14, well done Van Gaal. And then runner-up was the winner of Benwick, which was Bungole Kai with 18.6, not Cobra Kai.
He's had a brilliant season, hasn't he?
Yes, he had a very, very good season.
Yeah.
I think this time last year he wasn't fishing. I don't think he was fishing this time last year. So well done, Bungole. Third was the worst drawer in Fenland, Alex Bates, Dara Tackle and Bates, £27 dead. Fourth was James Collison, obviously because then it resets again. He was the second best weight at Benwick with 17.14. And then fifth was the next highest weight, and that was James Draculic, £25 matrix image, another bunghole. So yeah,
It's not bitter.
no, I think we're going for the same sections again this week. The weather's a bit up and down. We've had a load of rain today. It's going bright tomorrow and steady. Then Wednesday we're having a bit more rain. next 2 days. So Tuesday, Wednesday, it's which will be today. It's bright, and then Thursday, Friday we're due a bit of rain, and then it's going really cold again.
Is it going to be mild with the rain?
No, that's the problem.
Yeah, if it was mild with the rain, it'd be okay.
We've had this is Monday when we're doing the podcast, and from Sunday night to now, it has not stopped raining yet, has it?
No, so Monday's been a very.
I come over the river and it was stood still.
Yeah, it won't be, will it?
Unbelievable.
No.
So
it's gone real gin clear, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, so we've got the last round showdown.
So
say it every year, don't we?
Yeah. What are the scores on the doors?
So in equal first is us and Hot Rods with 10, I think we got. But they're on accumulative points. They're 1 accumulative point better off than us. And then obviously third is Matrix Image. They got I think they're 4 points behind. And then you've got Stan J are in fourth, Peterborough fifth, but there's a point difference between them. And then you got Mark 1 White are only a point behind them, and then Mark 1 Black are probably 3 or 4 points back.
Oh, that's brilliant.
So it's there's a few little battles going on this weekend. So yeah, it's going to be good.
It will be good, mate. Yeah. Right. So what we're going to do? The results we get from the other guys will drop in now.
Yeah.
And then hopefully we've got 1 or 2 because I've lost track totally because it's just so busy with different match results. Mm-hmm. So we'll drop that in here.
Oh, hi. Just reporting on the Warwickshire division of the Angling Trust Winter League. It was held on the Grand Union Canal at Reek. I've never fished Reek, to be fair. One of the few canals I've not fished. So first on the day, Dougie Jackson, Browning Central, 5.12.4. Second, Ant White, he's had 3.26. Gaz Smith, third, fishing for Drennan Leicester, 3.1.10. And finishing off the frame, Andy Swifty, Browning Central, £3.1. So very close weights. Not sure what they've caught, but I spoke to a friend in the week and he said it was a lot of small roach in that up there. So plenty of bites, but smaller weights. So obviously the weather, it's been freezing cold at the weekend and everywhere's fished below par like. So teams on the day, Cadence Super Team 19 points. The race for the qualification for second is still on. We've had a tie on that. Browning Central and Drennan Leicester both on 21, but Central snuck it on section countback. Sparks next with 26 and 3 counties finishing off 33. So the league to date with one left to go. Cadence have already won the league. They've got 7 points, so they can't be beat. Browning Central are second, 13 points. Drennan Leicester 14 points, so it's very much battle on for the qualification points for them. I've got friends in both those teams, so it'd be interesting who gets through, to be fair. Sparks are next with 18 and finishing off the league, 3 counties on 23. So short but sweet this week. Another cold week ahead. So probably going to be another hard weekend on the canals and that. So good luck everybody this week, and over and out, Chave.
So that's this week's roundup of match results. What have we got coming up this week? Oh, got a bit of filming going on.
Yeah, so Wednesday we're going to try and film a feature down.
Yeah, see if I might have to get Sweet Corn out again.
Just tell everybody where we're going.
Going to the town Welland at Spalding.
Just before we do that, if you can hear strange sounds in the background, it's Alex keeps kicking the stand.
Oh.
Can you not hear
That's
it?
only because you can't reach the stand.
Can you not? It's funny, I'm sitting there going, I'm going to hear this all the time when I'm editing it. But it's all right. Right, we're going to Town Welland. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, you ever been to Town Welland?
Yeah, I have. But just with my filming hat on,
yeah,
because it's not too wide, is it?
No, but you can get both banks as well. So
yeah, we might be able to play with the drone as well, probably illegally.
Yeah,
but that'd be good.
Come out,
I want to see it get some nice big.
Hopefully, I mean, the Town Welland apparently is absolutely rigid. So, and I do believe we can finally announce that there's going to be a big match on there on the 10th of December, which Peterborough and District AA are organising.
Nice.
So I think if you check their Facebook page out, there might be a few tickets left. I think it's a 50 pegger, so that'll sell out pretty quick. You have to join the Peterborough District Club. Obviously, up until the end of the season, it's free, but you still have to register on their website for a book. And then next year, from June 16th, you'll have to buy a PEDA book.
We mentioned this a couple of podcasts ago. They're a really good club, aren't they?
They are,
They
yeah,
do. They enforce their
yeah.
fishery rules as well. Which
They're
is
a
really good.
big club.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They've got power,
Yes.
which is what we need.
Yeah.
Speaking to a few of the bailies, I think they've already, got people already
Good.
for taking fish. So.
Yeah, it is good. Yeah, I'm like I said, going back to the filming on Wednesday. Fingers crossed. But I'm looking if we can get some nice, really big roach from film. That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? And we'll perhaps have a couple of ways of catching them as well.
Yeah, bread
And bread.
and double bread.
Right. Is there anything else you want to add, buddy?
No, I think we're all caught up really.
Right. I'm starving. Starving,
Yeah.
Marvin. We're going to go to the Thai, Anne's Thai, but I think we've got a few more bits of recording to do first, so we're going to crack on with those, and then we will see everybody next week.
We will
So
indeed.
Get out there, do a bit of fishing, and good luck.
Thank you.